Some 1,206 officers from the National Police Service have died since the last recruitment of police constables in 2022. The Inspector General of Police, Douglas Kanja, has revealed that 326 resigned in the last 3 years. Another 289 have meanwhile been dismissed during this time, while 2,563 went on mandatory retirement, 95 retired under the 12-20 years rule, and 58 others after attaining the age of 50. At the same time, 30 have retired after being removed from office on public interest grounds, and 2 left the service for medical reasons. The National Police Service comprises the Kenya Police Service, the Administration Police, and the DCI. In total, 4,569 officers exited the service during this time, more than half of whom were from the KPS alone. Kanja told parliamentarians this has dealt the force a blow in managing security operations. Meanwhile, Opposition leader Wiper Kalonzo has clapped back at the National Police Service statement claiming the alleged abduction of Juja Member of Parliament George Koimburi was staged. Kalonzo has termed the statement as a shame and rubbished the investigations launched by the police as futile. Kalonzo remarked on the existence of a killer squad sponsored by the state targeting opposition leaders criticizing government policies.
We want to say shame on anybody who thinks a mheshimiwa like this can abduct himself. And you want us police to believe your story? They are investigating themselves. There's an abduction squad, special squad, designed to make sure that there will be no opposition in Kenya. This is where it is. And we are not, by the way, Kenyans are very clear. Nothing will stop them from sending these people home.
Speaking from the Karen Hospital after visiting the ailing MP, former Public Service Cabinet Secretary Justin Muturi has blamed the DCI and the Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja of orchestrating Koimburi's alleged abduction and urged members of the National Assembly to move a motion of an adjournment as the House resumes this afternoon until security of the members of Parliament is guaranteed.
We will expect that the National Assembly sitting this afternoon
will move a motion of adjournment.
Yes, we'll move a motion of adjournment to discuss, because it's a serious case of insecurity. It's just the other day that another member was shot and killed. Now again, yesterday or Sunday, another one is kidnapped, abducted, left for the dead. Surely, we expect no less than the House adjourning to discuss the matter of rising insecurity.
Meanwhile, the 2025 Budget Policy Statement, the Finance Bill 2025 and the Debt Management Strategy are expected to top the agenda of the second part of the 4th session of the 13th Parliament when the National Assembly of Kenya resumes sittings this afternoon. The members of Parliament took a month-long recess earlier this month and are set to resume in earnest as the 2024-2025 fiscal year comes to a close. The members of Parliament were also set to vet the IEBC Commission nominees. However, the process was hijacked by a court order blocking the reconstitution process.
Pearl Newsbeat.
Businessman Philip Aroko, a suspect in the murder of Kasipul Member of Parliament Charles Ongondowere, has been released on a cash bail of 300,000 Kenya shillings by the JKIA court. This is after the court was told that the investigators in the case have pieced together required evidence, including Aroko's writing his statement. The state asked the court to release him under similar conditions issued earlier by the JKIA court. Aroko, representing himself, told the court that he will abide by directions issued, some which include availing his passport in the Kibra court. Earlier on May 20th, the High Court overturned a decision by the Chief Magistrate Court at the JKIA to grant bail to Aroko. Aroko is among 12 suspects arrested in connection with the murder of the lawmaker along Valley Road in Nairobi on the 30th of April.
Pearl Newsbeat.
At the same time, at the Corridor of Justice, suspect Alex Mutua has denied killing British national Campbell Scott, whose body was found decomposing in Makongo forest in mid-February. Alex Mutua, a suspect in the death trial of Campbell Scott, was charged with murder, pleading not guilty to the charges. While appearing before Justice James Wakiaga, Mutua was accused of committing the offense on February 16th in the pipeline area alongside other suspects. The prosecution informed the court that they had filed an affidavit opposing bail, and the court directed them to submit the affidavit within 3 days formally. Additionally, the court ordered that the pre-bail report be prepared within 21 days. Mutua is expected to appear in court on June 17th for a pre-trial and a hearing on the bail application.
Pearl Newsbeat.
And public beaches in Mombasa County are now open for public access and recreational use after a 5-day suspension. This is after the Mombasa County government, or the Mombasa Governor Abdul Somad Nasir lifted the suspension on public beaches in the coastal city, albeit under strict conditions. The governor has disclosed that the development came after consultations with the Kenya Meteorological Department, which gave the go-ahead after a significant improvement in weather conditions. However, Nasir cautioned deep-sea marine operators, noting that moderate swells may still be experienced offshore. Aside from opening the beaches, Nasir also gave the green light for the resumption of construction activities effective immediately. He also ordered the closure of the beaches. He ordered the closure for the beaches for 2 days effective immediately. The orders were based on an advisory from the Kenya Meteorological Department released on Thursday, which warned of strongly southerly winds and large waves along the Kenyan coast.
Pearl Newsbeat.
And further field, Zimbabwe's President Emmerson Mnangagwa has signed into law a contentious bill that requires all motorists to buy a radio license before acquiring vehicle insurance. There has been an outcry from some motorists as they will now have to pay around $92 annually in order to listen to the radio in their vehicles. The introduction of the measure is part of a plan to widen revenue sources for the state broadcaster, but critics say the license fee is too high, especially given the difficult economic situation. Leading opposition figure Nelson Chamisa said the new law was too draconian, anti-citizens and outrightly heartless. Responding to motorists' concerns on social media, Nick Mangwana, a senior official in the Ministry of Information, said the new law was necessary and fair. There are about 1.2 million registered cars in the country, but only 800,000 of them pay insurance, according to the local media. The loss-making Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation, ZBC, relies for income on the license fees as well as government grants. It also generates some revenue through advertising.
Pearl Radio, the home of fresh and classic hits.